Welcome back to Too Human.
Death.
Today the plot is going to thicken. Unfortunately, today we also have a boss fight. They work so well in a game where you cannot die.
That was a warning shot. Come no closer. You know that if I had meant to hit you, you would be dead by now.
Get your men outside. This is the business of the Aesir, and not for human eyes.
He's all yours.
Hode, come and face your fate. I will take my vengeance upon thy head.
Your vengeance? What have I done to bring your vengeance upon me?
You murdered my wife in cold blood.
A wife? No, never killed a wife. In cold blood nor hot passion. You are mistaken. Loki.
Loki? I am not Loki. I am Baldur, son of Odin.
But you're dead. I killed you.
You killed my wife, Niana, an innocent. And for that, I stand here today, your executioner.
I remember when I killed you, Loki. When the explosion rocked the halls of Asgard. We were under attack. Death was a release for them.
Always a humanitarian, Hode. When will you realize that they don't need our help? Evolution dictates that they die.
We are their protectors.
Says who? Odin? You?
Why have you wrought this chaos?
The Aesir have grown weak. We dote upon these humans. Why should we serve them when we have the power to remake the world? It is time for a change, Hode.
You're mad.
Visionaries are often confused with the mad.
I had expected the battle to last longer. It was I who achieved what every other Aesir wanted, but never could. I killed you, Loki. I put a bullet in your head.
And I will put a bullet in yours.
I see through your lies, Loki. And if I can kill you once, I can kill you again.
And he runs away. Great. Alright, we've entered the not actually fighting the boss part of the boss fight, which is going to drag for quite a while. So, Hode. He's got a bit of a strange design, doesn't he? In particular, the way he started reaching for his right-hand gun, even though he's got his eye implants on the left side of his face. And he was holding a gun in his left hand just before that. That's got to be uncomfortable, right?
think it could be used against you?
I really feel they've dropped the ball on Hope's design. I mean, they've got this eye design, eye implant, which is not in his eye socket, it's like on cables, hanging on the side of his face. And that's somehow the best they could do with it. They could have given him 2 eyes. Can you imagine that? 2 eyes. Yeah. Or they could have put an eye like in the center of his head. Or they could have put an eye on his gun so that it's easier to aim. Or maybe they could have put an eye on the back of his head and on the sides of his head so that he could have like 360 vision for his side job as a Google Street View contributor. Oh, they could have also placed an eye on some kind of antenna above his head so that he could peek over walls. Or maybe just put an eye on a selfie stick so that he could explore without exposing himself. And speaking of exposing himself, they could have put an eye on his dick so that he could peek around corners, or maybe poke into mail slots, or maybe, I don't know, crack a door open and check out what's going on inside. So many possibilities. Or they could have given him some kind of a floating eyeball drone, a wireless one, just flying around, running reconnaissance missions. Actually, yeah, no, just leave the drone wired for extra style points. Make it look like that US Navy project, what was it? The QH-50 Gyrodyne. Yeah, that one was a crazy idea. To outfit a frigate with an army of remotely controlled helicopter drones, some of which could be used to carry different weapons, and some of them could be used to, say, raise a radar dish way above the height of the frigate's actual masts to get extra coverage and extra range. And that's not something recent, that was during the Vietnam War. And the US Army got out of that their QH-50D drone, which, among other things, could be outfitted with a minigun and a TV camera. I'm still shocked that project got anywhere. Although, to be fair, they never did create a fully fledged drone frigate. They just used those things as supplementary units on other ships. Hode, are we still doing this, or are you going to keep running? I'm starting to get the feeling that this whole the main character is literally immortal thing was not in the design until the very last moment. This is not a challenge, right? This is just a test of patience. Something strange is happening to this projectile. Oh, I should not have shot that guy. That's the type of the enemy which starts glowing when you shoot them, and then it explodes. Oh, it is Hode who's been exploding me. I was thinking the enemies had learned new moves. Hey, game, put the camera back. I'm fighting there. Okay, let's just stand here so that I don't waste any health pickups on poison. We have to wait for the lift to return anyway. Alright, let's see what happens next. There's gotta be something stupid. Oh fuck no, he's taken the lift again. Bastard. I'm going to grab some health and go kick his ass. What's going on under this floor? I guess it's not our problem. Welcome to the hopelessly padded part of the boss fight. First, we bring down the shield. And then we destroy the cups between which Hode is jumping. All while dodging his shots. Or not, it doesn't matter really. I'm not sure why, but lasers suddenly started to suck massively. Unfortunately, even if you manage to destroy the cup Hode is in, as you saw, it does not damage him, he just jumps away. So, yeah, you need to take out most of them. All of them, really. Well, there is one possible shortcut in this phase of the boss fight. However, to be able to pull it off, you need to aim precisely and quickly. Having seen the game so far, I think you realize that it means the shortcut is basically random. But we are going to see it today. For now, I'm getting a new weapon. Oh, and as someone's pointed it out, I've got a plasma rifle of plasma. You know, double the flavor. So I'm thinking, this rifle looks good. It fires slugs, and it improves my dexterity. I have no idea what dexterity does in this game, but it improves it, so it must be good. Okay, let's take a break and watch Cirque du Soleil. Oh, you gotta be fucking kidding me. Why did they drop me so far back? Anyway, we're going to continue the rest of the level with that fancy rifle I've dug up out of my pockets. Say, am I the only one who finds it firing sound extremely familiar? I don't quite remember where I heard it, but it was definitely in a different game, and maybe even World War II themed one. I think it was a machine gun. Holy shit, that was it. That was the shortcut. I wasn't expecting to pull it off because, as you see, it requires precise aiming and timing. But there you go. That's how you make this phase of the fight go quicker. What, were you expecting he'll just fall down and we'll be done with this? No, we have to repeat the exact same sequence on every single floor of this fucking tower. Epic fucking boss design. Oh, by the way, in case it's not apparent from the video, every single time I press the fire button to aim at these cups, whichever cup Baldur happens to aim at is determined pretty much entirely by Baldur himself. So it's a bit random. The grenades are speeding things up. Yeah, these guns' grenades actually work. You know, it just occurred to me. True Human has the feature where it allows you to respec your skill tree, just completely reset all the points you've invested. So if you really want this to go as fast as possible, you probably should just reset the skill tree and put all the skills into getting that Ricochet feature. I'm assuming Ricochet would allow you to hit multiple cups with a single shot, and that should speed up this fight tremendously. Yep, another floor. Would you look at that? 2 shield barriers. Wow, they're just pulling out all the stops, going all in. I feel really challenged by this. Well, okay, the one thing I really feel challenged by is Boulder's habit of aiming at random things. But, you know, you can get used to that. In the resigning to your fate kind of way. Can you imagine this phase of the fight in 4-player co-op they were planning? Each player takes a cup, they destroy them in seconds, they vaporize the 5th altogether, and they spend most of the time walking from the lift and back to it. Yes, Boulder, keep aiming at the things no longer there. That's worked out so well so far. Yeah, as you saw, if Hode has only 1 cup left, that does not stop him from jumping up and down. He is just hyperactive that way. I'm not sure what the purpose of these follow-up enemies is. Are they supposed to drop healing items? What if they don't? Yep, another floor of this. I'm so fucking happy. I really am. This increased level of challenge is going to help me study the intricacies of the game's combat system. Or I could just shoot things. Yeah, that works. I think the idea of these fights is that Hode is slowly remembering how his gun works. He seems to be firing more grenades than before. It's not helping him any, but adds some nice variety to the visuals. You may be thinking, are we done yet? I know I am. Wow, 3 enemies. This is serious. The one plus of their showing up is that I've got enough combo meter now to summon the Gummy Bear. That should help with the boss. Lots of trash enemies, and somewhere between them there is our man running and shooting. there just leaves Hope. As we've seen in the cutscene, he doesn't see the world quite the same way Balder does. I wonder what that means. Perhaps we are playing as Loki, possessing Balder's body, because we saw in the cutscene that Loki has this out-of-body experience when he's inside the prison, the cyber prison. Did he just smack me with his pistols for a shit ton of damage? That's not how guns work. Right? I'll just go grab some health, because you never know where the Valkyrie's going to drop you off. Maybe at the start of the level. Man, the only thing Hope has going for him is the health bar. He doesn't have any special defenses, and his attack pattern is primitive. A very low-effort boss. Oh no, he's running after me. Oh, he's got a ruiner. That changes... nothing, really. Wouldn't it be funny if Hope died, and then the Valkyrie showed up, carried him away, and brought him back with full health?
What? That should have killed you.
Looks like the finisher attack is the best way to damage him. Far better than any other.
It wasn't real. None of it was real.
Shut up, you coward. What you did was real enough. The damage you've caused, the people you've killed.
They say a man's life is measured by the sum of his actions. What will people say mine amounted to, brother?
No one will care. Songs and stories will tell only of your treachery, Hode.
Ladies of the Weird, I have one small request.
What do you ask of us?
I have an eye implant in my possession. I need to analyze the data stored upon it.
His weird unfolds more quickly than we anticipated.
Then this validates our hypothesis, our predictions. He is special.
Or could it be that you like this young man's skull?
'Tis true. I am drawn to his naivete. Innocence is a rather attractive trait in a man.
There are several signals encoded into the memory of the implant, one overriding the other.
It would have been akin to sleight of hand.
One hand drawing attention, while the other did its work.
Whatever the other signal is, the owner of this implant could not perceive both, and would have followed the most vivid stream.
This man lived inside a false reality, as we do now.
So, Hode saw something that no one else did. Is it possible to decrypt the underlying signal, the true reality?
Of course.
The means to decrypt the signal lie strewn amongst our world, hidden amid stored data. Each blueprint will allow your engineers to manufacture a different component. Apart, the components will be unrecognizable. Once the module is assembled, what this man saw will be yours to see.
But you should be aware that sometimes reality is not always welcomed.
Baldur. So, you had to kill him then?
There was no other choice. Hode is dead.
And Nyana is avenged.
Yes. But a cold fire burns within me still. I do not know why.
Guilt?
Maybe. Perhaps there is more killing to be done.
It sounds like Baldur is really looking forward to the prospect. Anyway, let's check out that crowd near the cyber floating head. But first, I think I should check out my skills. I get a level out of this fight. Let's put some points into some skills to unlock the privilege of putting more points into different skills. I just thought of something. If Hode's eye had an iris shutter, why was he blinking with sideways shutters? Actually, why the fuck was he blinking at all?
All these visitors. Usually it is only Odin who visits this forsaken cripple.
This is not a social call, Mimir. You requested my presence and I responded. Why do you beckon so?
I appear to have found information pertaining to a Devastator-class war machine codenamed Jormungand.
Jormungand.
The World Serpent.
Is that possible? No. They were all destroyed long ago.
Not all of them. At least one survives, as far as these records show. The Ymir must have encrypted its location to hide it.
The strategic value of something like Jormungand should not be underestimated.
We can build our own, vastly superior to Jormungand.
You would not be able to reproduce such a weapon today. Its alloy skin alone lies far beyond the capabilities of our science.
But if we can reclaim this Jormungand, perhaps I might learn from it.
It could shift the balance of power in our favor. Perhaps we could even assault Jotunheim itself.
Madness.
Where is it?
The ice banks of Aegir's Jaw. These records indicate that it is dormant. Buried under a lot of snow, probably.
Very well. Thor and Baldur will locate the World Serpent and board it. Mimir, you will accompany them and unlock its secrets.
What? I'm not going anywhere. I'm not a mission operative. Not after the last time.
Are you saying that you don't have faith in our skills, brother?
No, of course not. But then the last time you went out on the mission, you didn't get hacked limb from limb, did you? Did you?
A shame your mouth survived while your legs did not.
I will entertain visitors later.
How do you do that? Can you pour tea?
I'm sure you have duties elsewhere to attend to, Balder.
Maybe I do, maybe not. You see, this game doesn't really have any kind of objective marker, and the only way I can know where they're expecting me is by finding a map. Remember the one with "you are here", "go there". Yeah, I need to find that "go there". And just like in real life, when you need a map, you can't find one. Oh, who's that?
That was strange news, Balder.
Indeed, but momentous.
I, for one, wonder why Mimir has discovered evidence of this world serpent only now. We know too little for my tastes.
One must take risks, Tyr. The potential benefits make it worthwhile.
Aye. Perhaps. Balder, have the Norns mentioned this world serpent before?
Not to me.
Perhaps you should question them about this ship, to corroborate Mimir's data, its origins and capabilities. I would like more details.
Interesting. I don't think you have to do this. I didn't in my first playthrough, but this sounds like an extra plot-related objective, so let's go and check it out. After all, we are here for the plot.
Has your adept plaything lost interest in you, dear Balder? Why do you spend so much time with us?
What do you know of the world serpent? Jormungand.
A multi-terrain doomsday machine, built as the Ymir's glory began to fade. All such weapons were lost in the wars.
One survives.
The myth survives, dear Balder. And, even if it is fact, I doubt it will aid you in your struggle.
Every kind of war machine is helpful to our cause.
Truly spoken as one of the Aesir. Dozens of such weapons were unable to save the Ymir. How can you expect one such relic to be your savior? Only the Aesir would be so foolish.
Tell me about the Ymir.
A cruel and bloodthirsty nation. Hungering for domination, they initiated a merciless and unnecessary war. But their technology advanced more rapidly than their morality, and they created complex humanoid machines to fight for them. When the nation of Ymir was finally destroyed, their creations continued to fight on. And so it has been to this very day. The machines rebuild and fight over and over. This endless winter of war, what you call Thimble Winter, is the result of your ancestors' hubris. Humans are responsible for all the problems in this world, not the machines.
So you fear the Ymir's creations?
One should always fear what one does not control. They mine information, as you do. But they are only dimly aware of its value. Their programming is not optimized for free thought, and so they cannot adapt. They lack direction, purpose.
A leader?
A visionary.
Huh. Well, that was weird. Is this the same universe as the Terminator movies? Does Balder literally jump into the pool when he talks to them? Anyway, as I'm making my way back to the more populated parts of the facility, let's talk about the elephant in the room. The subtitles, or rather, the subtitles' color. It's quite special, isn't it? They're not your usual white subtitles you could expect if someone didn't care about them at all. They're not the other way, not black subtitles. No, they're a very specific shade of puke yellowy green. That's a color someone had to have chosen. Like, put it into the game, took a look at it and said, yep, this is good. And they must have had a really sweet spot for that color, because, as you've seen just now, sometimes you literally cannot see the text, because this yellow blends with all the other yellows in the screen, and it's just a mess. So I'm guessing the subtitles are someone's artistic vision. And speaking of artistic vision, I am currently changing the looks of our man Baldur, going by the appearance, but mostly by the increased defense rating. Baldur is going to wear something bold. That was the description of that shoulder armor piece I put on. Not sure why it's bold, maybe it's considered a fashion statement. We'll see. And let's go and pick a pair of shoes. There's just one problem with this. It looks like for higher level items, the integrity of the item, its durability, is somewhat lower than that of the ones we used to pick up at the lower levels. And by somewhat I mean you could see there a drop from 10,000 to something like 1,500 or 500. And I still have no idea what these charm quests actually do. Do they give me extra runes, or do they just give me a permanent passive bonus? You see, the descriptions are saying something like, on contact the enemy may suffer from a particular ailment. On contact with what? Do I need to rub against an enemy and hope that their gun fires slow after that? And I've still got a bunch of blueprints for various weapons and pieces of armor. But there is no point in crafting them, because you use money to craft them, and they cost about 4 times as much as the value you get if you sell them at a shop. Let's go to the landing pad and ship out of this shithole. Oh wait, is that lady still talking about history?
In these, the halls of the Aesir, the gods themselves deign us with their presence. Although technically a new part of Asgard.
Yes, the camera is still broken and by default moves out of the range at which you can hear her. I've got an idea. Let's go to the armor shop.
This one. Milady, this specimen may only grant you a brief reprieve. Surely you'd be better suited to a more mature specimen. The graft may not— Ow!
You question me? I want her! Her bones. Her marrow.
As you wish.
Initiate procedure.
Who more than you, dear daughter, truly knows what it means to be mortal, to feel death looming over you? The Aesir have distanced themselves from death. It is but a waking dream to them now. They do not understand it, as you do. I will return to you, my love. You have my word.
Status. Was there progressional gain?
Yes, mistress.
And the prognosis? The prognosis!
6 months. 8 at most. If you continue to choose substandard specimens—
There has to be another way. And I shouldn't.
Not sure why we saw that. I don't think that was a room in this building. Or maybe it was.
The scars are healing up nicely. I don't think there's much to worry about. Residual memories of the trauma are probably all that's left, and that's what we're about to find out.
Is this necessary?
Yes, by Odin's decree. Combat trauma is not often evident immediately. We shall induce a mild stimulus to your brain in order to bring hidden memories that may be affecting you to the surface. The results will determine if you are fit for another mission. Just relax. The enhancements working to your satisfaction?
They are fine.
Good. Good. However, if you are still having some difficulties, perhaps we can work together on an upgrade.
Spoilers, she never offers any upgrades. In any case, I'm now doing some dyeing work. So this is how dyes work into human. You buy them in the rune shop, which is what I'm going to do now because I forgot a bottle for one of the pieces. And then you go into your rune menu. Oh wait, no. They are listed in your rune menu, but to apply them you go into your armor screen and insert the colors into your pieces as if they're runes. Luckily that does not take up a rune slot, so color anything you want in any way you want. As you see, there's now a lot of purple going on, but for the boots I bought a bottle of yellow. Shiny yellow. We're going to have golden boots. Mind, you won't actually be able to see much of the color at the moment, because A, you only get to color very small plates on your armor pieces, instead of just all of it. And there is another problem. The light levels. The inside of the ACO Corporation headquarters building is really fucking dark, so no colors shine through. I'm only going to the weapons shop to check for incidental dialogue or cutscenes. Maybe we'll get something. I'm not going to explore the rest of the map, though. What?
It's bothering you, isn't it?
What is?
Hode.
I've had my revenge, and yet I am unfulfilled. I need more.
There is nothing more. Only two gods have ever taken the life of another. Hode, and now you. I cannot begin to wonder what that might be like.
Cold. Empty.
I've taken lives. I've destroyed many things, but only when necessary. But know this. Violence is but a tool, Baldur. Know when to use it, and never use more than you need.
That sounds complicated. Say, you got any devices for measuring someone's power level?
"'Tis a grave day indeed. I do not envy your terrible burden as executioner.
I did what needed to be done.
As do we all. Many a foe has fallen to my hammer, Baldur. But no gods, and certainly not my own kin. I cannot understand the fire that burned within you.
No fire. Just cold.
Look at this purple. What kind of training ground is this that when I come in to do some sparring, everybody runs away? What the fuck is this place? And they run back when I leave. Assholes. Hey, why aren't these guys kneeling before me? How disrespectful. It's time to go to the landing pad and watch another cutscene. See our hero's new outfit in proper lighting.
This isn't the kind of advisory capacity I had in mind.
Be quiet.
You can hear me in this?
Indeed. I am the only one cursed so. Boulder! It is your turn to carry this burden.
The storm is impenetrable. It is no wonder the serpent has lain hidden for so long.
Aye, and perhaps some things weren't meant to be found. There be monsters here.
Mimir, locate the access portals.
Very well.
Are you sure this is a way in? There's no way to open it.
The schematics I have decrypted are very detailed. I have...
Do you believe now, Thor?
I'm not given much choice, am I?
It appears to be in good condition.
I don't like it. It's a ghost ship.
Ghosts? No such thing. Now who believes in fairy tales?
Shut up, head.
Alright, next time, Balder from the 3rd Street Saints, his best buddy Thor, and the head Thor gave to us, are going to explore an ancient war machine no one could see, despite it being fucking gigantic.